Your next comic is one of my favorite people in comedy in general, a close friend of mine, just a hilarious dude. He's the reason we're all here today. He's the reason I do comedy. He's the only person that books me. Please put your hands together for Marc Staudenmaier!
Dan DePriel, guys. How about Dan DePriel? Let him hear it. Oh, boy. Thanks, guys, for being out here tonight. It's good to see everybody. I'm Marc Staudenmaier. Yes, my last name is German, which is weird because I'm only a quarter German. I'm also 3/4 forehead, so not great. Not great when this is happening to you. I don't want to be. No man wants to go bald. Not a good look, especially for me. I look like if Squidward became a real boy, so don't like that at all. People magazine has never made the sexiest man alive a bald guy. Never in the history of the magazine. It's always guys with great hair, Paul Rudd, Ryan Gosling. You know what no one ever says? You know who's sexy? Dr. Phil. Nobody says that. You actually Google bald celebrities, the first person that shows up is Elmer Fudd. That's how the public sees us. To be honest, that's not who I want representing us. Don't want Elmer Fudd. He's a bad dude. He's a villain in those Looney Tunes cartoons. And that seems to be a trend in all Hollywood to make the bad guy either bald or balding, like Lex Luthor, Hannibal Lecter, Bane, Thanos, Darth Vader, all bald guys. All the good guys have the great hair. Aquaman, Superman, Rocky Balboa. Jesus. Could you imagine a balding Jesus, how that would have went over? Be like, come with me, you'll have eternal life. You'll be like, no thanks, dude. We're hanging out with Judas. His bangs are on point. That's what he was. Did that joke one time, and this woman pulled me off to the side after the show, and she was like, hey, I just want to let you know, there's some decent-looking bald guys in Hollywood, like Vin Diesel, Jason Statham, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I said, you just named 3 guys in peak physical condition. I'm 36 with a comb over. None of this helps me. I am in the Dan DeVito, Homer Simpson category of bald. That's my category. That's where I'm hanging out. It's great to be here in Phoenixville. This is nice. I like being here. Gives me some perspective, because last weekend I did a weekend of shows in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, because my career could become better, guys. Yes, that's all they have. That they used to have coal and that dried up. So yeah, just Yingling. Yes, Pottsville, the armpit of Pennsylvania. That's who's booking me now these days. That's the venue was nice enough to put me up in a hotel for the weekend. It was a red carpet inn. $36 a night. $36. Very scary place, may I add. How scary was it? The first thing I noticed when I checked in my hotel room was a little chain link lock on the door had been bolted into the wall multiple times from the number of people who have kicked in this door where I was staying. But what caught my attention was I saw a sign in this hotel room that I've never seen before. And the sign said this. It said, the office provides a safe for the safekeeping of monies, jewels, banknotes, bonds, negotiable securities, and precious stones. I don't know about you guys, but when I travel, I leave my negotiable securities at home. I've been burned way too many times taking my U.S. Treasury bills on the road with me. This is a red carpet inn in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Who is packing their suitcase going, well, I got my Spam, my meth, and my precious stones. I'm ready to go. Who's this hotel attracting? Who's driving through Pottsville going, we gotta stay here? Who's going, I got $36 in cash and $1 million in banknotes. What are my options? I ate at a diner up there in Pottsville. I was one of 4 people in this diner. And when I was done, the waitress drops off the check at my table and she goes, "By the way, you don't pay me. You pay at the register. Have you guys heard about this? You got to go to the register to pay?" And I went to the register, and it was my waitress. Do you remember me from 6 seconds ago? I was sitting right there. Some kind of waitress, you know what whereabouts, just drop off the check, doesn't pick it back up. Then she goes, "How was everything?" You were there! Got a twin? Works here too? What's going on? It's nice. Sometimes it's nice to go on the road, get away from the family a little bit. It's nice. I've been married now for 10 years. Okay. Right? No, not too late. I don't need your pity claps now. All right. Wife and I celebrated 10-year wedding anniversary. We are in the old married couple phase of this marriage. I know that much. I know the exact day it turned from that honeymoon phase to the old married couple phase. It was this past December. I was getting out of the shower. My wife was also in the bathroom putting her makeup on, and she turns and watches me getting out of the shower and goes, "Would you like a robe for Christmas?" Seems like more of a Christmas gift for her, actually. That's what that sounds like. She's a sweetheart, because what she wanted to say was, "I can barely handle looking at this when the lights are off. Let's cover up whatever this is when the lights are on. Let's do that." For everybody. We have kids now. We got 2 kids. 2 very, very small kids. I got a baby and 3-year-old. And all right, you guys aren't clapping for anything all my life right now, is that it? That's all right. Thank you. Thank you for the delayed clapping. I appreciate this. This guy should be reproducing. That's what that's about. Let's not encourage this shit. Yeah, we had some trouble getting pregnant with our daughter. We tried for a while to have kids. Well, she tried. I didn't do anything extra. I turned the TV off. That was my part. But we did. We had to actually use a fertility clinic. I'm not upset to say it. I'm not embarrassed, because we have a very beautiful and healthy baby girl out of the whole situation. Because I talk. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Because I talk about it often, people have come up to me and asked me who we've used, because they've also been having problems. So we've been happy to recommend the doctor. And because of that, the fertility clinic actually sends a gift card in the mail for all the new business we have sent them. So you guys are wondering what the cost of a human life is. It's $50 at Olive Garden. That's it. That's all it is. That's it. Yeah, now we moved. We had kids. We moved. We were not living in a great area. Now we live in a better area. I know we were living in a better area when we no longer needed to lock our mailbox. That's how we knew things were on the up for us. Kohl's coupons were safe for the evening. We knew that much. Because we moved to a better area, the house that we could afford with a fixer-upper. Fortunately for me, my father-in-law is very handy. Me, I'm not handy at all. I don't know. Not handy at all. I mean, I know, basic tool, essential. I can get him the tools, I know 2 different kinds of screwdrivers, the flathead and the other head. I know those 2. But we were doing some plumbing work, and my father-in-law was like, "All right, Mark, go get me the monkey wrench." I'm like, "Oh, okay. You're making that up. You're goofing on me. That's not a real tool." He's like, "It is." And he went and got it. Like, "Mark, this is a monkey wrench." I go, "Why did you say the wrench from Clue? I know exactly what you meant." Just say Clue wrench. I've been right there with you. But we bought somebody else's house, which is weird. That's a weird thing to do. Buying someone else's house. Very weird norm in this society that we all do. Because when you look at houses, you're not building your own, you gotta look on websites for houses. When websites like Zillow, and you see houses, and they're like, they're amazing on Zillow. They're always shot at the best angles and the best lighting. And then when you see the house, it's like, Not as advertised. That's what that looks like. Zillow is nothing more than house Tinder. That's all that is. It's like, this house is much older than it said it was. All right. No one told me about the mold in the downstairs area. That was nice to know about. The weird thing when you buy someone else's house is the people who own the house at the time are told not to be there when you're looking at the house. They're told to leave. So you actually don't see the people that you're buying the house from until you settle on the house. And you're in this room together, and you're looking at these two people that you're buying the house from, and all you're doing is just picturing those two people banging in every room of the house that you just bought. Someone's yapping you about mortgage insurance. You're like, is that a skin tag? What's that going on over there? A rash? What's going on? But yeah, that's what we did. And now I'm getting older. I did all the older things. I got married, I had kids, and got a house. I'm getting older. 36, older, doing older person things now. Getting older makes me very scared because I see my parents who are old, and I know I'm going to turn into that one day, and it scares me. Because my parents are afraid of technology. They just don't understand it, and it scares them. But they have it anyways, for some reason. Like, my mother owns a smartphone, which is just a phone she uses to call me with questions about her smartphone. She doesn't know how to use this at all. This is just, I don't know what she does with this apparatus. She just, I can tell you what we mostly see with her confusion when it comes to technology is anytime we get together as a family, we take the family picture. Do you guys do this as well? Yeah. We take all of us, all the Staudenmaiers, all 8 of us, we stand in the driveway every holiday and we get this picture, and usually like an aunt or a cousin will take the picture, and then my mother will go, oh, stay right there, I want to get a picture now. And I'll go, just have her text you the picture. What? Text a picture? What's that voodoo you're talking about? No, because my mother thinks that if her phone isn't the original source of the photo, then that memory is just gone forever. There's no way to teach her about this. She just gets so upset and confused. The only way I think you actually teach my mom about how to text a picture is you somehow get it into reruns of Big Bang Theory. I think that's the only way that could possibly work out. And she just, and what does she do with these pictures? She does absolutely nothing with these pictures. They just stay on her phone. And my mother's phone is this very boring time capsule that if someone were to find this 100 years from now, they'll be like, I have no idea who these 8 idiots are, but they've been guarding that driveway for years. And here's the thing, my mother knows how to text pictures. She's done it before. I will sometimes get a nondescript, out of focus, blurry photo from my mother in a little game I like to call, please don't let it be something on her body. That's what that mostly turns out to be. And now I'm getting older, about to be 37 soon, and I'm saying older person things. The other day I told my wife, let's go to Maine for vacation. What? Maine? I was an Ocean City guy just last year. What the heck happened with Maine? I thought it was like, it looks like there's a really good mustard mill tour we could go on. Mustard mill? Let's do something. What happened to the guy in Jaeger bomb? So he blacked out. Now I'm going mustard mill tours? Well, it looks like such a good tour. I Googled the best sunrises in Pennsylvania the other day. I deleted my search history like it was porn. I was so embarrassed. I know I'm getting older when I switched my brand of tissues. I now use a brand called McDonald's. Anybody using that brand? Yeah, now that I turned 36, I now know that anytime the napkins break the barrier between restaurant and car, they no longer become just napkins. They're now car tissues. And anybody with a mother knows exactly what I'm talking about. What would my mother spend $2 on those nice Kleenexes from the store? No, that's rich folk talk. We would go to McDonald's, order a fry, a split. Then she would go, extra napkins, please. It's flu season. You can never tell if those napkins were ever used or not, because my mother always handed to me from the front seat of the car in this big bundled up ball, because they were wedged in the cup holder for the last 4 weeks between the loose change and the envelope. There's always some kind of aroma permeating from them I could not recognize or tell you what that was. You guys are asking, why was there an envelope in your mother's cars? Because my mother used that to pick her teeth with. That's why. Envelope equals car floss. Napkins equal car tissues. That's how it worked in our house. You do that? Jesus Christ. Getting old. I'm getting older. I grow my own tomatoes now. That's not the older person thing. The older person thing is I then give those tomatoes to people who clearly don't want them. I totally forget that they can get tomatoes anywhere at any time. But I'm like, because when you grow tomatoes, you always grow way too many tomatoes than you ever will need. What are you gonna do? Throw them in the garbage? No. You took time to fertilize and plant them and stake them and pick them and watch. Yeah, we gonna do. I'm not gonna throw those in the garbage. Give you my garbage tomatoes though. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'll give them to you in the nastiest plastic bag I can find in the bottom of my pantry. Has been sitting there for 9 months. It's a wet Walmart receipt in there for some reason. And the hair. Good luck with those tomatoes. Have fun. I am looking forward to being really old, though. I love really old people because they know everything. They are wise, and they know all the hacks. I was buying a Christmas tree last December, and when I was checking out, there was a bottle of Christmas tree preservative on the counter, and I asked the very elderly cashier, does this actually work? And her very honestly goes, I have no idea. I put aspirin in my water. Aspirin? What? What, you old kook? You put a pain reliever in Christmas tree water to keep it from losing its needles? Only old people know this kind of thing. How do they even find this out? There's a bunch of old people standing around a dying tree going, oh, we gotta do something. Some lady's like, well, in my purse, I got a bang pen, an aspirin, and a pill. What do you want me to do? We can throw anything in here. Oh, man. Now I'm out here doing this after a pandemic. During a pandemic? After a pandemic? What are we doing? I don't know what this is anymore. All I know is I do nothing. Nothing. My life hasn't changed. It was still boring before, during, and now very much after. Still boring. My buddy called me up the other day and was like, hey, Mark, I found this cat outside. So I rescued him. I got him neutered, got him his shots. Now I got this cat. Do you want to come see my cat? I got nothing better to do. I'll drive 45 minutes to come see this cat. Show up my friend's house. That cat's not even there. I'm like, dude, what happened to this cat? He goes, oh, it's an outdoor cat. Outdoor cat? Let me get this straight, fella. He found a cat outside, cut his balls off, then put it right back outside. Seems like a pretty raw deal for that cat. The story takes an interesting turn. My buddy already has 2 other cats. They're both house cats. Now how's that outdoor cat feel? It's like, oh, outdoor cat. They'll be coming in here. See all this air conditioning and food and love? That's not for you. You get right back outside, you outside cat. Now I know how Cooper Manning feels. Oh, some people. Sounds like 3 of you know who that is. For the other 95% of you, Cooper Manning is Eli and Peyton Manning's other brother. There's a reason you never heard about Cooper Manning, because nobody cares about Cooper Manning. He's an outdoor cat. But yeah, not doing much. Took my first doctor's appointment the other day. Went to the eye doctor. Not sure how those guys get the doctor title. I'm not trying to take anything away from the eye doctor. I'm sure they're very good at what they do. I'm just trying to say if one of us right now had a heart attack and fell on the ground, and I were to shout out, "Is there a doctor in the house?" One of you guys are like, "I'm an optometrist. What can I do?" So you can sit the hell down. That's what you can do. We can wait till this guy gets a blurry eye. Until then, you can just relax. But it was weird as I was getting checked out by this eye doctor. I couldn't help but notice on all the walls in the room that I was in were all these different posters about the eye. Like there's one of the eyeball, all different parts of the eye were labeled. There's one of the eye and how it goes into the brain, how that all works. Not sure why those posters are there. I don't get it. Hope they're not there for the doctors though. Hope these eye doctors aren't using these posters as some kind of reference tool. Like, hey, Mr. Johnson, looks like you have an infected cornea. Probably get that checked out. So I put my pants back on and got the hell out of there. Guys, thanks so much. I'm Marc Staudenmaier. Have a good evening. Thanks.
Marc Staudenmaier, give him a hand.